craziest part of the LA riots is the fact that you are waving a flag of a country you do not want to go back to. I think we all need to learn to be a good guest in a home that is not ours. For example, if I go to my friend's house for dinner, I clean up my plate, right? Put away my dishes, because that's how you get invited back. That's how you be a good guest. So when you are in a country that is not yours, you're kind of like on trial when you're in a country that's not yours. Like, you have to act extra good. You need to be an angel. You need to be the star student. You need to be a star citizen. And what do star citizens not do? Don't break the law. First of all, if you break the law in a country that's not yours, you should automatically be deported. That's not even a question. You should never be able to get a green card or attain citizenship in a country that you disrespect. Because why do you want to be here then? You come over, you disrespect the country. Don't come into someone else's house and tell them what to do or tell them how to act.
So here's my opinion about the LA riots. I think protests are fine. Peaceful protests. They are rioting. Trump has every right, and most of Americans agree with him that it needs to be shut down. He needs to show force. We have immigrants burning our flag. They burned our flag. They literally punched a guy at the riot in the face because he was holding an American flag.
What we all seen in Los Angeles, California, is not peaceful protesting. These people are domestic terrorists. They would do anything within their power to destroy this country within. These people came here underneath the Biden administration while that border was wide open due to Kamala Harris. Now they're doing what they're doing because they're being told to get the fuck out. Because they're not wanted. Because America's not a freeloader headquarters. ICE isn't ripping apart families. That shit is made up theory because they want you to believe that shit. ICE is ripping apart domestic terrorists in this country, and now they're going from city to city, destroying and looting and killing people because that's what they want. Because they want that power. Because these people are foreign and domestic terrorists.
Wouldn't it be absolutely insane if I went to another country as a visitor and began breaking their laws, and law enforcement in this other country comes and rounds me up and prosecutes me and tries to deport me, but all of a sudden all the natives of this country started fighting their government and trying to keep me there, and going out in the streets and protesting, trying to keep me and other criminals in their country? Make this make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
White people are angry about the LA riots, and as you can see, they went to social media to express their anger on the Latino community. Now, of course, the LA riots, they've been happening, they're going on between, ICE and Latinos and people being deported, this, that, the other. Now, the Latinos, in my other videos, we have talked about their side, so today let's talk about some of the white people who are on the side of ICE. Now, a lot of them have expressed their anger towards the Latino community, saying that the only people being deported are illegals or illegal and terrorists now, or domestic terrorists. Now, domestic terrorists is a very big word to say. It's a very big statement to make. Of course, you know that MAGA supporters, they like to use these keywords such as terrorists or fake news or things like that. So the Latino communities, it doesn't matter if you was a builder, doesn't matter if you was this or the other, in the eyes of MAGA supporters, now you are now a domestic terrorist. That's the words they want to express out into the nation. Now, one of their concerns is, like, I saw many videos, and a lot of their concerns, what they all come down to say is that when you go to somebody else's country, you have to be a good guest. You have to, you have to be respectable and things like that. For me, when I heard that, I kind of laughed, because Americans are kind of known worldwide as being some of the worst guests, some of the worst tourists you could actually receive as a country. So it kind of made me laugh a little when they're talking about you have to be this, and when they're notoriously known for being very bad tourists for the most part. And then they want to express the thing of, well, imagine if we went to other people's countries and do this, do that. Which again, if you look at their track record of, it's not a good track record they have. But they are expressing their anger, and I believe truly that there is a deep-rooted reason why a lot of the Americans, a lot of the white Americans, are terrified of being overrun from within. I believe there is a very clear-cut reason why that is, and it simply goes back to the founding of the United States. Because what happened is you had a group of Europeans come over to the Americas, establish small colonies, and then eventually that would spread out into what is now the United States of America. So initially what you had was a foreign people coming over, starting very small in small communities, and then they took over the entire place. Now, a lot of people will say, well, they conquered. But you could say, well, they conquered half, but they got to a certain position where they signed treaties with the natives, and then they went against those treaties. So I believe that there is something deeply, deeply embedded in the minds of a lot of Americans, that they know that it's possible to have a foreign people come into your country and basically undo everything you've done and take over from the very bottom. Because after all, that's how the United States of America was formed. It was formed by doing that exact thing. So I believe a lot of them are worried about it happening, because it did, of course, happen. But again, I just feel like this whole right and left, it's an illusion, right? Like the right and left, you look at Obama or you look at Trump, these guys behind closed doors, they're not enemies. They don't hate each other. They will all be friends behind closed doors. These great big politicians of right and left behind closed doors, they are friends. You know what I mean? They want to give you that belief that there is two sides, because early on, they realized, same within Europe, they realized that the greatest way you can stop a massive population turning on you is to make them believe that they have a choice of one or two sides. There's other sides beyond that, but let's talk about the two main sides. They give you that belief that, hey, there's no reason for you to start a revolution or be angry at us for overtaxing you or overdoing this or overdoing. Because what you can do in 4 years' time, you can vote for the other side, and the other side will help you. And then they'll say, that side didn't do well for you. Well, vote for the next side again, because you know what I mean. So this whole thing of seeing these riots of people, going after each other, for like, these governments don't care about either one of the sides. And also, it's kind of convenient, I think, when, certain files are supposedly about to be exposed, and potentially exposing some of the most highest ranking US officials inside and out of government, that all of a sudden riots hit the streets, and every newscaster in America is all showing the riots. It's interesting to think that way. But anyway, white people, they are not happy. They've expressed their anger on this. Like I say, they're not happy. They want a lot of these Latinos out. They want America to be American again, which, again, I don't really understand what they mean by that. America was built on the people of multiple ethnicities, multiple races, multiple cultures. It was built on the backbones of basically everybody and anybody. So when you say make America again, I mean, I don't know what they mean by that. Unless they're saying, make America white, then that would make more sense for them, I guess. But they are not happy. I don't know. Do you agree with them? Do you think their anger is is credited. Like I say, nobody wants to feel like illegals are in their country causing havoc, things like that. But I think you could approach a subject a lot better. You could approach things a lot better, because a lot of their arguments, like I say, it made me laugh. The thing of, oh, you have to be a good guest, when, like I say, when white Americans, like say, they are notorious bad tourists around the world. They are known for being notoriously bad tourists. So that made me laugh when they say you have to be a good guest. And yeah, like I say, these riots, it looks like they will continue for a while. But like I say, it's not good. It's not good for any of the American people. It's not good for anybody involved. It's not good for the local police departments that are caught up in this. It's not good for any sort of officers or anything like that caught up in this. It's really not good at all. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are people correct in thinking that these people should be deported? Shouldn't they? Should they stay? What do you guys think? Or do you think this is just one big distraction from something much, much bigger, and they just want to fill the news outlets with a distraction? Who knows? But let me know what you think in the comments. It's been Reaction Call. I'll see you next time. Peace.